Okay, welcome to our latest Swampcast. Of course, our last one of the regular season. We know there'll be a bowl one, but I don't know, Robbie. This
BCS bowl one.
Could be a BCS. By the time you're watching this, you probably know whether USC or Notre Dame won. But at any rate, for Florida to have won this game, and you know, Robbie, it really was their whole season in microcosm.
It really was.
You know, it looked good to start, and then it got terrible, and you think this game's lost, and all of a sudden they come back and
you think they're about to cave in, they're melting down, everything's going wrong, and then I don't know where turnovers, 24 points thrown in the fourth quarter with the game on the line. Yeah. Talk about a team that is tough mentally and physically and just refused to be beaten here in this game, and they were better on both lines, and I think it showed in the end.
Perfect example, Antonio Morrison, who had to come in when Jelani Jenkins got hurt and probably will play in the bowl game because Jenkins appears to be hurt pretty bad with his foot.
He injured his foot, yeah.
Makes the play of the game. The sack and the fumble caused against E.J. Manuel, and it turned the game around for Florida. And things were going kind of bad for him up to that point in the third quarter, certainly, Robbie. But that was just a huge play. There were a lot of big plays tonight. This is one of those games you're not erasing from your DVR for a while.
No, and the hit just took the life out of the crowd a little bit. Then the sack Floyd came up with.
Yeah, big
It got him out of field goal range when they could have made it a one-score game with a field goal. That was huge. And, you know, he went out there injured. His leg was injured. And he said, you know, I got to go out there and do something for my team, and he did it.
And here's the thing about this, and maybe us idiots who picked FSU didn't realize.
That would be us.
Is that the ACC is not that good. And you see it today. Vandy destroying Wake Forest, Georgia destroying Georgia Tech, Florida beating FSU. So I mean, I think that's a big part of it, Robbie. Is that when you're going LSU at Vandy, South Carolina, Georgia, it's a lot different than going Boston College, Duke, you know, Wake Forest. Or whatever.
And Will meant no disrespect for FSU, but he said it, and it's true. They've played better defenses in this one. But he
might have meant a little bit.
More tested defenses that are big and physical, play in a physical league, and you know they haven't faced a lot of teams that can run the ball with two backs like Florida did, and they pounded away and beat them in the fourth quarter.
You know, on Thanksgiving Day, he and I texted back and forth, and you can just read in his tweet how confident he was about this game, because they felt like they were going to be able to run on him. 244 yards against the #1 rush defense in the country. But again, their stats are a little skewed because of who they play.
Playing those one-back offenses in the ACC, it's a big difference tonight.
Got to give a lot of credit to Jeff Driscoll, playing on an ankle that was about 85%. He said towards the end of the game it started to bother him a little bit, that the adrenaline was going until then. But I thought he played, a couple bad plays, but played very well.
He managed the game well. And
Mike Gillis, man,
great game.
That was, that was almost Eric Reddish.
It was.
You know, the old days when Rhett would put the team on his shoulder if the passing game wasn't going. And then Matt Jones to finish it out.
They wore him down, and then Matt Jones just broke their hearts with those runs. But, Driscoll's quote was great, Pat. He goes, nobody wants to play us right now.
Yeah.
Which a week ago, everybody wanted to play him.
I know.
When they were struggling, now they look pretty good.
Well, it was, for once in the last 4 weeks, this was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Just because of the way, it was a great Florida FSU game. It really was.
A great game.
Just the kind of game you like to see, although, I don't know, the referees got a little bit carried away there.
It was kind of ridiculous.
That 10 penalties to 0 at that one point was unbelievable. But certainly the Gators 11-1. I don't want anybody complaining about it.
No complaining.
If you complain about it, I'm going to block you on Twitter, okay?
I'll block you too.
Yeah, so Florida with the win, 37-20, and we will be back to preview the bowl game. We appreciate you guys for clicking on these all week, and appreciate Matt for taking the videos. We'll be back for the bowl game. Until then, it's Pat Dooley, Robbie Andrews saying so long from Bobby Bowden Field.